Hello and welcome to another episode of Driveway Dudes. Sort of like the last video we did on the little snow foam, this time we were wandering around Aldi and the Aldi special buys. We came across the famous Aldi £4 snow foam, or in our case €4.79. And this is a 2.5 litre. It's very similar to the little one where it's recommending you mix it to 1 to 9, but I think that's too weak, so I've also mixed up 1 to 4. So unlike the little video, it's been pointed out to me, I didn't really show you any instructions on the back. So this one is to shake the bottle well, did that, use the pressure washer to rinse the vehicle with clean water. I never do that before I use snow foam, because how is the snow foam supposed to stick to the dry dirt, emulsify it and lift it off? You're just diluting it if you add extra water to the car first. Pour 6 capfuls. I used a jug into a snow foam to make up 1 litre, into snow foam into 1 litre foam can and fill with water. If you look over there, I just did 2 half litres, 1 at a 1 to 9 ratio and 1 at 1 to 4 ratio. Going back, spray it onto the surface of your vehicle. That's what we're planning to do from top to bottom. No, I always do from bottom to top, and that's how you're supposed to do it with snow foam. Agitate with foam. Agitate the foam using wash mitt or sponge. No, it's snow foam. You spray it on and you rinse it off, and then you can spray it on again. Rinse with pressure washer. Yes. So it has all your various warnings. I wouldn't recommend you read the warnings. And it's made by Aldi. So similar to the last video, we're going to spray this half of the Audi first with the 1 to 9 and then this half of the Audi with the 1 to 4. So I'll show you what we're going to concentrate on this time, which is this bird poo up here, this bird poo down there. Then we're going to go over to the Lexus. So we're going to spray this half of the bumper of the Lexus with the 1 to 9 ratio. Then this half of the bumper of the Lexus with the 1 to 4 ratio. Okay, so today we're going to use the Auto Bright Direct snow foam cannon. I think this is the first generation one. Pre-installed 1.25mm orifice. This is a Karcher gun which we've adapted to fit a JCB 120 bar pressure washer from 1999, if you can believe it. Okay, that is majorly weak at 1 to 9, so I'm really glad I mixed up 1 to 4 in another cannon. We'll just swap it into this one, we'll empty this one first and things like that, so they're not going to cause a weird 1 to 6 ratio or something. If we can, we'll leave this for about 3 to 5 minutes. We're not in direct sunlight, and you can really smell the bubblegum scent, but I don't think it will taste like bubblegum, so I'm not going to try. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes, and as you can tell, it's already starting to dry out, so I'm not quite comfortable to leave it much longer. People have asked me from other videos what this little stubby Karcher attachment was. So this is a Karcher VP180S. Should fit from the K2 up to the K7. This is a gun from a K4. Just like any Karcher attachment, it just clicks in like this with some difficulty. There you go. So you can twist it all the way around. You can angle it for wheel archers underneath the car. Angle it down and it goes full hard to full soft, which is like your normal Vario lance. We're going to put up to full hard. We're going to put up to full hard and rinse off this Aldi snow foam from top to bottom this time. Okay, so it's still wet, but it looks cleaner. It did a little bit of the bird poo. There's still a little bit of remnants of the bird poo there. A little bit of remnants of bird poo up on the roof. And then when we go down to the lower part of the bumper, I know I didn't really hit it with that much snow foam, and there's a little bit of remnants of bird poo there. So at 1 to 9, it's about what I've expected. Now I'm going to go 1 to 9 on the back of the Lexus and see if we can lift that dirt. So you can see there's some road dirt on the bottom of the bumper and then kind of reaching up to the first, I don't know, we'll say quarter of the black arch molding. Perfect opportunity for the 1 to 9 snow foam to eat into that, hopefully, and help you remove it. So I'll just spray it on now. So we'll leave that maybe about 3 minutes like we did with the first half of the ALDI. Okay, so again, it's been about 3 minutes. This is really drying out at the 1 to 9 ratio. So let's rinse it off on full hard on this little stubby lance thing. It actually does look like it helped a lot. And if you zoom in a bit, we can see some of the harder dirt is still here. But yeah, it looks like it's done it. We'll let it obviously drip dry while we go to do the front half of the ALDI and then return to do the other half of the bumper on the Lexus. See how much is removed. Okay, so we've mixed up we haven't mixed up. We swapped in the 1 to 4 mixture into the Auto Bright Lance. We removed the 1 to 9 and put that elsewhere. So the front half of the ALDI doesn't actually have any bird poo on it. Unfortunately, we can't plan these things perfectly. But it does have some regular kind of road dirt and grime on the bottom of it, bit of brake dust, just your kind of average car. Really what we're testing on this part is just the foam quality. And then we'll do the dirt bit on the Lexus. Oh yeah, okay, now that's what I was expecting first. That's a lot foamier at the 1 to 4, and being a 2.5 litre bottle, you still have loads of uses at 1 to 4. So yeah, I'm much more pleased. See if we can get at least 3 minutes out of this one. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes just like we did on the back half. It's a much more stable foam at 1 to 4 than it was at 1 to 9. And you can see, for example, the windscreen, it's barely moved on the windscreen, which in my mind means great soakage. It has that little bit longer to soak into the dirt to hopefully make it easier to remove, other than the fact that it should have more detergent in it at 1 to 4 than it does at 1 to 9. So let's rinse it off again and see what it looks like. Okay, so typically it was actually a lot harder to rinse this one off at 1 to 4 than it was at 1 to 9. It really kind of stuck around a bit longer, which is kind of what you want from a snow foam, in the sense that hopefully it's removed more dirt. This one, I believe, yeah, I can't find any documentation on it, is a non-cationic one as well, which means it's free rinsing, it doesn't leave a film behind. And the reason why I believe that to be true is because you can use it as an actual second stage, like a soap, as well as just a snow foam. So here is the other half of the Lexus bumper, where thankfully, because of the direct sunlight, it's much easier to see the dirt that we're going to try and remove with the 1 to 4 solution. But not so good because it's direct sunlight. It's probably going to dry out a bit quicker. So let's blast it over and see what happens. And we'll try and leave that 3 minutes for consistency reasons. That's what we've done with the other ones, but it's a much thicker, more stable foam. Okay, so due to the direct sunlight, this is a maximum of 3 minutes, and I'm going to rinse it off as soon as I can. But yeah, it's not the fault of the snow foam, it's direct sunlight. Never recommend to do snow foam in direct sunlight. But you can see it's sitting on some of the dirt. I'm not going to wait any longer, actually. I'm just going to go for it. First impressions, it looks like it's worked. These black bits are tar, so they're never going to come off with snow foam. I need an actual tar remover for those. But yeah, we'll wait for that to drip dry. First impressions, it's done a better job at 1 to 4 than 1 to 9, which you would expect. We'll come back and look at it in a minute. Okay, so now that the bumper has dried, or drip dried on the Lexus, this is 1 to 9. You can see it didn't really remove the mud. It did remove the extra bit on the wheel arch molding, the light bits of dirt. We go around the other side. And this is the 1 to 4, which I feel has actually been much more effective. Well, you would hope it would be much more effective at 1 to 4 compared to 1 to 9, but yeah, happy with that. Okay, so that's our test review of the ALDI snow foam for £4 if you're in the UK, or €4.79 if you're in Ireland like us. Final thoughts on it, I suppose. 1 to 9, very weak foam, very weak cleaning ability. On 1 to 4, much more stable foam. You'd be comfortable leaving that for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the conditions. And it actually did remove more dirt, as we've seen on the Lexus bumper. Negatives, I suppose, if you could call it, or disadvantages is, even though I believe this had been a non-cationic foam, if you actually look very closely on the Audi here, it did leave streaks behind, which other snow foams I've used have not, which makes me believe it is actually cationic. Now, don't worry about the streaks when you go in for your contact wash, it'll remove that. You can also see it on the glass, other than a bit of limescale from the water, but you can see the streaking that wasn't there before we used this snow foam, and that was only at the 1 to 9. But would I recommend getting this? Yeah, if you wanted to use it as 1 to 9, you get 25 washes. At 1 to 4, you get 12.5 washes. At £4 or €4.79, it's not too bad. If you're in Aldi anyway, go pick it up, give it a shot, try it compared to other snow foams you've used before, or if it's your very first snow foam, you can do no wrong, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope you found that video useful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Driveway Dudes, and have a great day too.